Happy Saturday, everybody. Welcome back to my top 25 Super Nintendo games of all time. This will be numbers 10 through 6. But before we get with the list, here's a recap of the 3 previous parts of the list. Wow, that was great, wasn't it? Before we get to the list, we have an honorable mention to do. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters. Cowabunga, dude!
Mike, you already started the last Ninja Turtles entry like that. That's kind of lazy and repetitive.
Oh, this is awkward. Anyway, a tournament has been started and Shredder's entered. The Turtles decide to enter because entering tournament is evil? Don't worry about it, it's diabolical. The game has 10 characters and 2 bosses. The characters aren't the typical fare, with Wingnut being one of the most recognizable ones. Wingnut? Really? The game is basically a weak Street Fighter 2 clone, only with an added super bar that allows you to pull off super maneuvers. The game is fun, and it's the first game I ever had memories of purchasing at a Toys R Us with my own birthday money. The game isn't super great, but that's the reason why it's not top 25 and it's an honorable mention instead. Number 10, Super Punch-Out. It feels good to be in the top 10, doesn't it? Our first entry is a game I've spent extensive time with. Super Punch-Out is glorious. You play as Little Mac. Well, it might not be Little Mac. They said it's Little Mac, but it doesn't look like Little Mac, and a lot of people don't think it's Little Mac, but they said it's Little Mac, so it might be Little Mac. I don't know. Anyway, like I said, you play as Little Mac, a normal up-and-coming boxer who lives in this land of racial stereotypes who also happen to be gigantic boxers. From Gabby J to the Bruiser Brothers, you fight through 4 divisions to become the WVBA champion. The game is played from a third-person perspective. You have 3 minutes to knock out your opponent, either 3 times for a TKO or just knock them down for a 10 count. Each boxer you face has unique personality and boxing patterns. Old favorites like Bald Bull and Super Macho Man join new fighters like Aaron Ryan and the Mad Clown. The game isn't realistic at all, and that's why it's so amazing. Boxers cheat by throwing juggling balls at you and grabbing you and spitting on you and doing all kinds of stupid stuff. The game has great replayability due to its time trials. It's fun to try and get the top knockout times on each fighter. I was obsessed with this game in my youth and played it until I was undefeated in all 4 circuits. It might not even be the best Punch-Out game, but it's definitely the best Punch-Out game on the Super Nintendo, and that's why it's number 10 on my top 25 Super Nintendo games of all time. I don't think it's Little Mac, guys. Number 9. Number 9. Number 9. Number 9. Just kidding. Number 9. Donkey Kong Country. Donkey Kong Country is an amazing game. I remember being blown away by the snow blizzard level. I still think about it whenever I see a heavy snowstorm. It's that realistic looking. I mean, not really realistic, but it looks great. There was nothing like these graphics at the time. The game isn't all flash though, Mr. Miyamoto. The platforming is awesome. There are secrets at every turn. You can control the bigger, stronger Donkey Kong or the more nimble Diddy Kong, his nephew. Cool touches like animal allies like Rambi the Rhino and Unguard the Swordfish are a welcome change of pace. There are many collectibles like bananas or letters that spell the word Kong, or even animal statues that bring you to a bonus level. They all have different effects, but in the end they make you more balloon lives. There's not much of a story other than those silly crocodile gremlins took your bananas and you gotta get them back. Another fun aspect of gameplay are the barrel levels. Fun, I'm going to put in quotes because sometimes they can be a little infuriating. This game also features music by David Wise, who works for Rare, the company that made this game, and his soundtracks in Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2 are godlike. But this game has earned its spot at number 9 of the smelliest best Super Nintendo games of the universe of all time. Number 8. Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars. I've already said a ton about this game in my playthrough on my channel, so I'll keep this one short. Hey, maybe you could go check out my playthrough on this channel. If only someone had a link to... Oh! There's a link right there. That's amazing. Final Fantasy Maker Square. I just want to pause a second to point out how lazy of a scriptwriter I am. I was writing my script for this, and instead of writing the word square, I drew a square on my paper. I'm going to take a picture of it and show you. Don't mind my sloppy handwriting or the fact that I abbreviated Final Fantasy as well. I'm pretty lazy. Anyway, Final Fantasy Maker Square and Nintendo came together to make a more accessible RPG, and Super Mario RPG was born, and it was amazing. The game is turn-based battles of an RPG and the platforming of a Mario game. The game features your typical Mario characters like Mario, Princess Toadstool at the time, and Bowser, but also new ones like Geno, Mallow, and the Smithy game. The game has lots of funny dialogue, even if they spoon-feed some of the story elements to you. The game has spawned spiritual successors like Paper Mario, but never a true sequel. I love this game and I'm excited to complete it on my Let's Play, but it has some flaws, and that's why it's sitting back at number 8 instead of something more like number 5 or 4. It's still a great game, and that's why it's included on my top 25 Super Nintendo games of all future. Number 7. Mega Man X. I wish I could put this game higher. The competition is getting pretty fierce. Mega Man X is one of my favorite games of all time. Obviously, it's on this list. It's another Capcom game. Shout out to Capcom. Capcom rebooted Mega Man in a big way. The core mechanics of this game are so smooth. Running, dashing, jumping, wall jumping, shooting, and headbutting. It's all here. You control X, a robot who can make decisions on his own. Apparently, robots can't do that yet. You hunt robots who have gone maverick and want to destroy humans. Maverick's like a virus they get that makes them want to kill humans, so I guess I kind of already explained that. Each robot boss you beat gives you their power. You suck the soul from these robots. If you want an ice beam, you kill the penguin. If you want a fire thing, you kill the mammoth. And then every robot master has a weakness that correlates to the other robot masters you defeated. So this makes playing through the levels almost like a puzzle you have to figure out. This game is expertly designed, and I'm not going to go too deep into it, but Egoraptor had a video a while back on his Sequelitis series that's amazing. You guys should watch. He doesn't need the links because he's a famous YouTuber, but I'm just going to put one right there just so you can, if you're more interested on the subject and you want to learn more about the design of even just the first level of Mega Man X, it's a pretty good watch. My favorite thing about this game is the progression. You start off as someone who can't even handle himself in a boss fight and become the most badass robot in the world. I love the hidden upgrades like the Hadouken and the chest plate and the headbutt helmet and there's everything. There's so many cool upgrades and cool things you can find. And the music, oh my god, the music. This music will continue to be covered by aspiring YouTube guitarists for eternity. It's so good. Storm Eagle's level has the best music of any level ever. I'll probably take that back later because it's probably not true, but it's so good. The game has spawned 10 other Mega Man X games, so I'm obviously not the only one who feels this way. And that's why it's my number 7 Super Nintendo game of all time. Number 6, The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. The original Zelda is great. The sequel was okay, but here's where Zelda became a mainstay. A Link to the Past is amazing and created most of the Zelda traditions we know and love today. As expected, you control Link. Hey, Link, what's with the pink hair? It's not even pink in the instruction manual. What's with the pink hair? Anyway, you're Link, and you try to save Hyrule, and it's awesome. Oh, you wanted more explanation on that? I didn't think I had to. I mean, it's Legend of Zelda. I mean, that should be enough for... Okay, I'll keep going. The game has bright and colorful graphics. The mechanic of traveling between the light and dark world to get around is inspired, and a first in the series that's repeated over and over. The music is great, as you would expect from a Zelda game. This game is so good, it had a direct successor for the 3DS 20 years later. A lot of people say this is their favorite Zelda of all time. It's not mine. It's the best Zelda game on the Super Nintendo. It's really the only Zelda game on the Super Nintendo, but that doesn't matter. There's not much more I can say about it. It's obviously a great game. If you haven't played it, go out and play it. And that's why it's number 6 on my top 25 Super Nintendo games of all time. And that's it for this list. Next week we'll tackle 5 through 1, and you guys will find out what my favorite Super Nintendo game of all time is. Are you excited? Do you think Legend of Zelda should have been in the top 5? What about Mega Man X? I feel like that probably should have been in the top 5 too. I'm second guessing myself. Anyway, if you want to see the next list, please subscribe, and it will be right there in your YouTube box. I don't know how YouTube works. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you next Saturday, guys.